Now, one of those, welcome everyone. Dr. Thor here, get ready for Gnosis. Now, one of the major problems that everyone encounters in their life to one degree or another is the fact of negative energies and often called psychic attack. Now, this happens all the time, whether it happens directly, and there's a lot of that going on. Remember, these people out there that you talk to may not think of these attacks out there, but it's very, very common. And with the world populations as they are, particularly with the bringing in of huge tens, hundreds of millions of cultures that are based in more survival, meaning that they're using magical techniques. The Latins with their brujos, etc., are very, very active. And again, people, here's our new actual system of charging liquids. You can put a healing tea in here. You can put a protection tea in here. You put your two thumbs on here and then you project the thought form into it. This particular design then charges that, and that's a great way to take in. You can do the same thing with our new cups, and you can see our new cups have these beautiful black inserts. You have these great designs here, and these, of course, is not what you see. There's a lot in here. So as with everything I produce, it's not what you see. I try and make things look attractive. It's what's underneath it all. And of course, only Radionic Tech knows how to do that, and Radionic Tech gets fantastic results with everything. Everybody else are really buffoonish idiots that know nothing. It's just a fact. So I'm sick and tired of anything. I've tested thousands of products, and they're all garbage, one after another. People lie and cheat you, and you get nothing from it. So we have to keep in mind all of those things that are out there. So, and how bogus they are. Now, moving back into here of this psychic attack. Now, people who are sensitive, if you're a healer, if you're a person who meditates, who tends to be a little bit spiritual, what's interesting, and I don't know if it's really interesting, I think it's been done deliberately by the satanic radionic community, which is highly supported for decades. Buying toxic garbage now is in a lot of people's homes, called Orgonite by the famous Satanist Karl Hans Wells, who ran a black magic organization all of his life, was steeped into that, and has been alleged to be highly connected to, and far from my checks, criminal organizations, as is still going on with all these people. And if you think that that's some sort of joke, people, well, you're the joke. So the whole idea is that when we get involved in these things, we have to understand that psychic attack is very common. It can be indirectly, where people just envy you. People mess with you. They try and send bad energy to you, whether it's just thinking bad things about you. That's psychic attack. There are more direct attacks, and there's plenty of people on the net that you can hire for a small amount of money. I don't know how powerful these people are, and there are other ones that you can pay that will attack you. And these things are real. And depending on the level that it is out there, we have to be very, very careful in knowing what's going on with this. So, and one of the things, of course, that these systems that have survived over the years are big on is on revenge. Now, you got to remember that there's never been any justice in the world. And so the whole idea is the basic things that go on in life. And you may think people do more rituals for success, money, maybe to bring sex. But the number one thing that everybody goes into when you deal with Santeria and voodoo, etc., these primitive and effective forms out there, is the fact that they want revenge. And if you're a poor person, you get your revenge not by going to lawyers or contacting the law enforcement. You do it by directly going after them. So many, many people, and it is certainly very valid and not necessarily easy, but these practitioners do make it easy. They've dealt with this for years of how to take very toxic spirits and attack people with them and even kill them with it. And they're dealing with very aggressive, very nasty spirits, which are basically fed blood. And of course, they are empowered in a very evil plane, otherwise known as the earth reality. So these things are real, they do work, and we are perfecting a lot of this stuff ourselves because there's a lot of bad people out there that need to be taken care of. And until we resolve these issues, the world will never change. So the whole idea is that these kind of attacks are common. And the point is people are bringing these in their house. When you buy orgone of any type, you are bringing demonic energy into your house. That's what's connected to it. If you buy orgone from the head Satanists, which are still practicing today, even after the death of their Messiah and his wife and a whole bunch of people that use his crap technology, Karl Hans Wells, you will speed the process up. So the whole idea is that this is a reality that has to be faced, but and you will run into it in your life. Now, if you are crossed up, now we do free readings to find out your level of being crossed. Unfortunately now, well, cross conditions have always been a problem, and they've always been a big drain on everything in your life. So if you've got a high level of crossed, you're not going to do well in anything. It will break down your health. It will break down your finances, etc. People overcome this by being basically healthy to begin with and having a manifesting level that's pretty good. But it ain't going to last if you're highly crossed. Now, after these last 2 or 3 years of real negativity, everybody being injected with poisons, everybody is crossed to the highest level right now, and you have to take that down. So it's not even a choice anymore. I used to find people that were only crossed to the first and second level. This is as rare as the old cliche, hen's teeth. Now everybody's third degree crossed, no matter who you are. So unless you're really working on it and you're using radionic technologies to remove these energies, you're not going to do well. You're going to have these crossed energies. And the problem with crossed energies is they build and build and build and form a toxic black shield around you that has to be removed. And you'll never get well, no matter what you physically do, if you have these crossed energies in you, something that alternative practitioners are ignorant of. So that's why they don't get great results. You have to deal with the spiritual as well as you're dealing with the well, it's really the energetic spiritual, and you also when you're dealing with the so-called physical. So all of this is very important. So people get under these psychic attacks constantly, and it's a very difficult situation to handle. So because of that, and because of the difficulty of that, psychic attacks of all types, whether it's subtle, just negative energy constantly around you that builds into actual physical ramifications, or if it's a curse, because there's two types. There's being crossed, and then there's being cursed. Now, crossed is life problems that build up and then start creating things in your life. They cause failure. They block you in general. This turns into physical problems, and it could take 5, 10, 20 years, who knows? But generally, the negativity will keep building up. It's just when will it happen, not if. The other thing is being cursed. Now, cursed is when somebody picks you out and puts a curse on you. Friend, relative, whoever it may be, attacks you because of that. So this is something that, of course, we check in our free energy readings, which we highly recommend. We also then check many other areas. Do you have evil energy around you? What is your energetic level? What of toxins in you, meaning parasites and viruses? What is the energetic reading of that? Do you have past life problems? Do you have alien implants? These are all the things that we check to see if actually to do that. It's very important that everybody understands these things. So what happens? Well, first of all, you should always, as you do with life, you exercise, you eat good foods, you're supposed to be doing things to take care of your physical and spiritual health. Well, you're not doing anything to take care of your spiritual health. Are you cleansing your environment? Do you have 2 8 hertz amplifiers to keep positive energies, manifesting energies? There's so many things to do. Are you using the systems that Radionic Tech offers to keep your environment functioning properly? Not trying to change it. People say, well, I've got these health problems. I've got this money problem. Well, when you try and go back and fix this, then we have problems. Or I'm under psychic attack. Well, now we've got to have a war on our hands. And what is the outcome? Well, wars are never guaranteed. So we have to understand that once you get into a war of psychic attack, what happens? What happens to the whole situation? It depends on who's doing it. If you're involved with bad people, bad groups, you're dealing with loser scums that sell you $5,000 boxes of crap, calling it radionics, or you're dealing with orgone, well, you've invited the devil in. And it is toxifying you. People have this technology in their house, and they want to keep it because they bought it. Well, I bought a lot of things that I don't use or break, or I have to get rid of it now. So you bought it then, you had to get rid of it. It is toxifying your house. I've already demonstrated how horrible this orgonite stuff is. Get it out of your house before it kills you and your family and your pets. Wake up, people. It has no value to you. You can't use it. We have tried to buffer some of these things, but you cannot buffer anything made from the orgonite people because it's highly toxic. We have buffered it. We bring it down with disc. But do you want to use that energy? No, you don't. Now, most other units and products all have problems. So these clearing plates everybody needs for everything. Matter of fact, I have one right here. Here's our clearing plate. So no matter what tool you have, you should have this underneath it so it keeps it clear and positive. And that includes supplements. You could put this on it. But we're coming up with hundreds of these different types of discs to handle everything in the near future. So I'm going to pick up in the next video here what happens when you're under psychic attack. I mean, I'm working with someone right now. This is very common, and I think this is an important area to discuss in general. So I'm going to be going on into great detail of what do you do when you're under psychic attack. How do you handle it? Well, I'm going to cover all this stuff. I'm going to give you as much stuff that you can do personally, but unfortunately, you have to prepare for it. You eat good food, you exercise. Are you psychically protected in general? Oh, what do you mean? You don't believe this happens? You don't think it's a problem? Well, look at your life. Look at everybody else. Look at the mess it is because they're under attack. So it's going to come at you. It's not if it's going to come at you. It's when. So we'll pick that up in part 2.